What's up everyone, this is Soul Reaper, and in this video I want to discuss what I think will be 5 of Flak's best skills in Borderlands 3. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you enjoy the video, please remember to leave a like. Now, I want to make a note before we get into the video that of the skills I chose, I made sure that they didn't pertain to anything action skill related. That way there's just no sort of restrictions as to what you can actually choose. So the first skill on the list that we'll be taking a look at is the Power Inside. This is a passive ability that gives Flak and their pet increased damage of 25% for 15 seconds after activating an action skill. However, if Flak is at full health, the damage bonus is doubled to 50% for the 15 seconds. I have a bit of a bias towards skills that are geared towards increasing your character's base damage, and with this skill there's no exception. It's not exactly the craziest damage bonus of any of the characters we've seen, but the bonus coming from 15 seconds just for using an action skill is something I'll take every day. I could see this skill pairing great with the rack attack, especially seeing as it has 2 charges, and each time you use one of those charges, you get Flak's damage bonus. Not to mention Flak has so many different health regeneration related skills, it's very possible you'll be able to make use of that 50% damage bonus by being at full health. But even if you're not at full health, a 25% damage boost is still incredibly beneficial and not something you should look over. Next on the list we have Hidden Machine. As you'll soon realize, Flak has a ton of passive abilities, and you can count this as one of them. Hidden Machine gives Flak increased damage when your enemies have either no target or are targeting somebody else, including your pet. Maxing this skill out grants Flak a full 30% damage bonus. At first glance, this probably seems like it'll only be useful if you play co-op, where clearly it'll be very useful, so if you do plan on playing co-op, it's a no-brainer to go ahead and pick this skill up. But that said, because of Flak's permanent pet companion, this skill will have a place even if you're just playing solo. There's a variety of instances in which you can actually make use of this skill. Using Flak's fadeaway action skill causes enemies to lose you as their target, and is a great way to get the 30% damage boost. Should you decide to use the Not My Circus augment with fadeaway, you can count on your pet using the taunt ability to get your enemy's attention longer, and thus let you do even more increased damage. But at the same time, if you also make use of Flak's Gamma Burst, then a similar thing will happen in terms of your pet being the main target, all of which are beneficial to using this skill. Now, the third skill I'm mentioning is a bit different from the others in that its main focus is not to improve your offensive capabilities, but rather keeps you alive. And that skill is Lick the Wounds. Essentially, if you go into a fight for your life instance, your pet will try and revive you. This is a rather straightforward 1-point skill, and I see no reason not to pick it up if it means staying alive longer. That said, I can see your pet not making it in time if you continually go down and your timer becomes incredibly shortened, so that's one thing to keep in mind if you do decide to pick the skill up. Back to the offensive skills though, Flak's Megavar is easily one of their most powerful options available. Megavar gives you a 20% chance to score a critical hit regardless of where you shoot your enemies. Essentially what that means is you can shoot a Psycho in the toe and actually get a critical hit from it, which is incredibly beneficial so you don't have to just aim directly for one critical spot. With all that said though, this skill is honestly just crazy. A chance for a critical hit no matter where you hit means increased damage at a significantly improved rate. Should we encounter enemies like the Saturn bot in Borderlands 2 that have no critical hit points, this is a very easy way to get around that and make sure that you're doing increased damage. This skill is pretty far down in Flak's Hunter tree. In fact, it's the last skill you can get there, but it's easily one of their best skills and worth devoting points towards unlocking. The final skill on this list, Galactic Shadow, pairs perfectly with the previously mentioned Megavar. Where Megavar gives Flak increased critical chance, Galactic Shadow increases their critical damage by 15%, and enemies are less likely to attack them. So right off the bat, the 15% damage boost to critical damage is pretty nice. It just means more damage, and what's not great about that? But something that'll probably get overlooked by many people is actually the description of being less likely to be attacked by your enemies. That essentially translates into Flak more often being able to have the first shot in any gunfight, and make use of other skills like Hidden Machine, which is another one from earlier. Similar with Hidden Machine, this skill is probably better in an environment with more players, meaning co-op, but Flak's pet is always a great alternative to that option, and in this instance will likely become the main target for your enemies. But anyways guys, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you all for watching. Let me know down in the comments if there are any skills you consider to be better than the ones I included. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more content in the future, and I'll see you next time.